Well, hello there. This is Robert from Black Belt Gaming, continuing my playthrough or demo here of the Lords of Waterdeep. I'm actually going to start round 3. I take each of these tokens and place them on the different buildings, and then we have a building over here, the Spires of the Morning, that has a start of round effect, and we need to place a cleric there. I do have one correction I need to mention. Starting gold. Starting gold is only used at the very start of the game, not each round. That was a mistake I was making, so please don't allot yourself and the other players gold at the start of each round. It's only at the very beginning of the game. After that, you need buildings like this, or you need to go to other areas like the Realms shop and other places where you can accumulate the gold necessary to complete your different quests. And the first player is the Harpers. Durnan the Wanderer has 2 fighters in his tavern. So in order to complete this commerce quest, which will allow him to gain extra bonus points at the end of the game, we need a cleric and a thief and a little bit more gold, because we have 3 gold in our tavern. Let's go after that cleric. Going to place our first agent here in the plinth and take a cleric for Durnan. Well, the Black Staff here, Kelvin has no active quests. We need to go get one. So let's assign an agent up at the top and grab ourselves a new quest. Well, the top is rather loaded with skullduggery quests, which will benefit actually neither of our lords, but that warfare, that will be one that will help Kelvin. So let's try to grab that and pick up an intrigue card while we're at it. So we're going to add this quest, raid the Orc Stronghold, put that in our active quests region. We're going to get an intrigue card, which is Recall Agent, and then we have to replace the quest card with a new one. It's a Piety quest. Durnan the Wanderer is up next. His agent goes to the Grinning Lion Tavern. We're going to pick up 2 thieves, 2 rogues. Kelvin could use a little more gold and another quest, so I think we're going to go back to Cliffwatch Inn once again. The options there just don't look so good. Skullduggery and now a Piety. None of those quests are going to help Kelvin. I may wipe the board. I think I'm going to do that. Let's put our agent here, take these 4 off into the discard pile, and we're going to put out 4 new quests. Alright, we got an Arcana. Let's take that one. Host a festival. Alright, let's add that one to our active quests area and then replace it. The Harpers have nearly got the resources needed to complete this next quest, but we're 1 gold shy. So let's go get some gold. We can get that gold at the Realms shop. 4 gold to the Harpers. 4 gold into the tavern. I believe that's going to allow us to send our minions to aid the Harpers. So a cleric, a fighter, and a rogue, and 4 gold to complete this quest. A cleric, a fighter, and a rogue, and 4 gold to complete this quest. That gives us 15 points. But we have to choose an opponent, and there's only one opponent to gain 4 gold themselves. So 15 points and 4 gold to the opposition. Well, the 4 gold goes into Kelvin's tavern, but it's now time to advance the Harpers 15 spaces. 15 victory points puts the Harpers at 41, and trailing behind are the Silver Stars on 21. So we've got a 20-point lead. Looking to the future, Kelvin is going to go to the Field of Triumph and pick up 2 fighters. 2 fighters go into the tavern, but I think we've got enough to attempt this Arcana quest. It requires 2 fighters, 2 wizards, and 4 gold. Let's do that. 2 fighters, 2 wizards, and 4 gold. The reward is 9 points and 2 clerics. 2 clerics have been added. It's now time to move our score tracker. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 30 points. Down by 11 now. Durnan's going to send the last agent down to Waterdeep Harbor. We're going to play an intrigue card, Conscription. We're going to get ourselves some fighters here to put into the tavern. That's 2 fighters for Durnan, and 1 goes to Kelvin. Well, Kelvin is actually going to send an agent again to Cliffwatch Inn and grab this Warfare quest. We will replace that, and we pick up 2 gold. All agents have been placed, so now we have to go to Waterdeep Harbor and reassign the Harper's agent to another place on the board. The Harpers are going to reassign the agent to Blackstaff Tower and put a wizard in the tavern. Well, it's now time for round 4, and this roughly puts us halfway through the game. Victory points are going on the buildings. We really haven't bought that many buildings so far in this solo play and demo. We're going to take a cleric here because we're starting a new round. And let's see how far we can get from here. The current score has the Silver Stars, our blue team, at 30 points, and the Harpers, our green team, at 41. The Harpers remain in control of the first player marker and can assign their agent first. The Harpers send their first agent to the tavern again to pick up 2 rogues for the tavern of the Harpers. Adding those 2 rogues, I think, will allow us to complete this quest. It's a skullduggery quest. It's not going to get us any bonus points, but 2 fighters, 3 rogues, and 2 gold. I think we can swing it. 2 fighters, 3 rogues, and 2 gold. The reward for this, 8 points plus 2 additional victory points for each building you control, which is right now 0. The Harpers need a safe haven from which to launch their campaign against the darkness. So 8 points to the Harpers. Those 8 victory points move the Harpers up to 49, and it's a skullduggery quest, so there are no bonus points awarded at this point. Just a special note on quests. You can only complete 1 quest in a turn. Remember, a turn is when you're going back and forth. But you can do a number of quests during a round. So it's not 1 quest per round, it's 1 quest per turn. So you can actually complete a quest on each of your turns if you have the resources available. So I think it's very easy to confuse round with turn. So 1 quest per turn, any number of quests per round. The Silver Stars decide to send their agent to Blackstaff Tower to pick up a wizard. Taking the wizard into the tavern gives us the resources, I believe, necessary to deliver weapons to the temple. It's going to take 4 fighters, a rogue, and a wizard. We have 4 fighters, a rogue, and a wizard, and 2 gold. So we can indeed pay for this one. That gives us 9 points and 2 clerics. Add the 2 clerics here, and let's advance our marker 9 spaces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That puts us at 49. However, we have a plot quest over here on the side that whenever we complete a warfare quest, you score 2 additional victory points. So we're at 41. We're back to the Harpers. The Harpers need clerics. We're going to go to the Spires of the Morning. That's going to award the Silver Stars 2 points because they are the owner, but the clerics will now go to the Harpers. Blackstaff needs fighters, so he sends his agent to the Field of Triumph to gain 2 fighters for the tavern. The Harpers want a building, but they cannot afford any of them now, as they only have 1 gold in their taverns. So we're going to the Realms shop to pick up 4 gold for the green team. Well, the Silver Stars would like a little more options in the quests available. So we're going to wipe the board again and deal out 4 new quests. Here they are. Skullduggery again. Commerce. Skullduggery again. So all commerce and skullduggery. That's just not helping Kelvin out very much at all. He still gets to take 1. Very close to having the resources to be able to pull this one off. So Kelvin is going to take this commerce quest, which is thin the city watch. We will replace this with a warfare quest. The Harpers take their last agent, placing him in the Builder's Hall. That's going to grant them 3 victory points, taking them to 50, 51, 52, a score of 52. The Skulkway. They have purchased the Skulkway for 4 gold. Paying that now, the Skulkway will now belong to the Harpers, and that'll be a good spot for anyone needing fighters or rogues, and gold. The Skulkway is marked as belonging to the Harpers, and the empty builder's space is replaced with a new tile. Well, the Silver Stars are attracted to this new building and decide to send an agent there to pick up a fighter, a rogue, and 2 gold. That's really going to help them out. However, the Harpers, as the owners of this building, get to choose whether to take a fighter or a rogue, and they will choose to take a rogue. Having just visited the Skulkway, the Silver Stars, I believe, have gathered the resources necessary to thin the city watch. A cleric, a fighter, and a rogue. A cleric, a fighter, and a rogue, and 4 gold. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's going to reward them with 9 victory points and 4 rogues. 4 rogues join the Silver Stars. And now let's see where we are on the scoring track. That's 9 points. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We've got a tie game. We've got a tie game. The Harpers and the Silver Stars are on the same square at 52 points. Well, all agents have been placed. And as you can see on the rounds track, we would actually head into the 5th round next. The victory points would be placed on the different buildings as usual. Also, here we see this arrow pointing down. We would take 1 additional agent each into our pools to use just like all of the other agents. And the game would proceed from there until the end of the 8th round. And then we would do scoring. Remember from reading the rules, for every 2 gold pieces that you have, if you have 2 gold pieces, that's going to add another victory point to your total. And for every fighter or cleric or wizard, rogue that you have in your tavern, you're going to get another point. And then for any quests that are especially good for your lord, for example, if we look at the quests completed by Durnan, he benefits from commerce and warfare, so that's going to add another 4 points to his total, and that commerce quest will also add another 4 points to his total. And that would be it for him. And Blackstaff would also gain 4 additional points for each Arcana and Warfare quest he completed. He's got 1 Warfare quest in the plot quest area, so that would be 4. That would be another 4. Another 4 for that Arcana, and another 4 for that one. So all of those things would influence the final scoring. At this point, I believe the demonstration of how this game plays has been sufficient, and I really appreciate everyone tuning in and learning the game along with me. I made a couple of errors, one regarding starting gold, and the other was regarding buildings technically being in play. Just because they're here in the Builder's Hall doesn't mean that they're in play yet. They need to be purchased. Then you start putting the resources on them. I believe other than that, mistakes have been kept to a minimum. The game is really not that difficult to learn, and it's really not that difficult to teach others. Even with the mistakes I made, those are very easy corrections to pass on. And I believe what I would like to do next is play a game with a partner, my wife, and give you a sense of how the game feels when you're playing against someone and you don't know which Lord card they have or what intrigue cards are in their hand. And then there is an interesting solo variant that is sort of being played by a few folks and tested out, and I thought I might play some of that, maybe demo some of that that solo variant as well. So I hope you will join me for future videos, and I hope that this initial playthrough here of about halfway through the game has been helpful to you. Thanks for joining me, and I'll catch you again soon for more Lords of Waterdeep.